week. Thanks for
Good morning,
being
Jill.
here.
Thank you for inviting me.
And this is a very colorful, flavorful, and different bread. We're not just talking about plain old bread, are we?
Right. This is an Italian focaccia, and what's different about it is that it's fun to make, it's fun to eat. You can serve it with soup, salad, pasta. You can slice the insides and stuff them. You can put different ingredients on the outside, such as cheese, provolone,
a wide variety.
French feta. So there's a lot of things that you can do with this particular bread.
Is this an Italian bread?
This is an Italian bread. 500 years they've been making this.
Wow.
Forerunner to the pizza.
Okay.
Basically, you're taking ingredients. I've made these for the last 15 years.
These are beautiful.
This is a French fougasse, and I took that shape, and we
came up with
have
the
a lot of
focaccia.
local ingredients, so I was using the tomato and herbs. And
well, why don't you show us how you make one of these beautiful breads?
The dough is very simple. The Italian dough, it's flour, water, and salt. You let it rise for 2 hours. I'm going to take some tomatoes here that we've already chopped up. These are Italian plum tomatoes. Spread it out on the dough.
Now, you said you can put anything you want in a focaccia?
Well, you can. When I first started making them 4 years ago, there was an Italian lady that came to the market, and she was explaining to me. She went back, and she was so thrilled to see the Italian focaccia I was making, so she went home and called Milan, Florence, in different areas. And what I'm doing now, those are Bermuda onions, and I have some scallions. This is rosemary, some Italian parsley.
Now, all this is fresh ingredients.
That's right.
Is that probably
That's
the key
the
to
herbs.
making this?
Right.
Look at that. What is that?
This is rosemary.
Huh.
You can smell.
I have a
Pressure?
terrible cold, but yeah.
Okay. This is Italian parsley, a little different than the curly parsley.
Sure is. You can find this at your local store?
Yes.
Maybe a gourmet store, perhaps?
Perhaps. Supermarkets. And instead of getting the curly, this is much better to cook with. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take each one of these ends, fold it to the center. So it's very simple to make.
Yeah, just kind of like a big turnover, just rolling it up in there.
So now what we're going to do is flatten it out. We'll flip that upside down, and you let it rest for 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
And so that's what's been going on with this one. I have a little flour here. Spread some flour out on the board. Just flatten it out a little bit more. I have a cutter here. So now what I'll do is score it 5 times.
Now, why do you need to do that?
This is going to open it up so that it looks attractive. So you kind of spread these things out here as they open up. And basically, at this point right now, then I'll put the focaccia on it to a tray, brush it with olive oil. This is extra virgin olive oil, and what I'm looking for is flavor. And so the extra virgin has more flavor than just a simple oil or a simple olive oil. And
it's good for you, too, isn't it?
It's very
really,
good.
Most of your ingredients in here are pretty healthy.
Very healthy.
Which is always good to know.
Okay, so that's one that's already made up. And
you would put this in the oven, bake it?
You would bake it for 15 to 20 minutes at 400, 425, a really hot oven.
Pretty quick, hot and quick.
Right.
And when it's finished, it looks like...
It looks like...
we have through the magic of television.
Is my peel at the bakery.
Look at this. You can see all the colors and how nicely it cooked up there.
Right.
Now, you cook on the wooden paddle.
No? I'll slide these into the oven on the peel. The wooden paddle is called a peel. And they'll just slide right off onto the oven tiles. Or you can use a tray, you know, at home. And
whatever you want. Now, quickly, before we run out of time here, tell us about the Taste of the Nation next week.
There's local restaurants.
I think there's 30-some chefs, aren't there? Probably even more than that.
Probably more than that.
Are you going to be making your focaccia?
Yes, going to be making the focaccia, some small rolls.
Very good.
And it's nice to be part of it because
100%
of the money goes for the people that are hungry.
Right.
And in the last 7 years, they've donated $10 million.
That's amazing.
So it shows you what people together share our strength
can do. And if you'd like tickets for that, I know you can call the Rattlesnake Club, and they can give you information on it because the public is invited to come and eat and help out the homeless. Thank you, John, for being here this morning.
I appreciate it.
Warren?
All right, Jill, great cause and great eating. Got to be somewhere by 9. Let's give you about 32 minutes to be there on time. And that S word is back in the forecast again. And here's a hint. It's not sun. Cam will be up next with the details. Metro Detroiters head to the polls to cast their vote on the controversial proposal.
Business has been filling the air with sweet smells for over a decade. Looking good. Stay tuned for that and much more next on Lansing Live.
And we're back.
Good afternoon. Our top story today. Where's the best place to live in America? Well, two mid-Michigan cities rank on a new list. One is in the middle, the other. And Stockbridge is our town of the week. Just south of the town is the Mill Pond Bakery. And this bakery, there you can find things done really the old-fashioned way. They specialize in all kinds of breads, and their famous sourdough bread is made in the traditional way of using yeast passed down from neighbor to neighbor for over 100 years. And Mill Pond uses only the freshest ingredients and prepares everything the old-fashioned way. You're looking at it by hand.
We're using flour and water and salt and butter and eggs, real ingredients that your grandmother or great-grandmother or grandfather would use.
He looks like David Letterman a little bit, doesn't he? Well, even though Mill Pond has customers as far away as Ann Arbor, they also are very, very popular with local Stockbridge residents. That's Lansing Live for this Thursday. Thanks for watching. Please